Hey everybody, welcome to Life with Annie. So my sweet tooth's acting up again, and I was just looking through the pantry to see what I had, if I could make anything that wasn't too complicated. And so I made these. They're like Almond Joy cookies, I think a couple of years ago at holiday time. And I loved them. They were very good. And they're 4 ingredients. It's coconut, Eagle brand or sweetened condensed milk, and chocolate chips and almonds, like a little Almond Joy. And I made them with the chocolate chips. I didn't want to put I don't believe I put the nuts in them. I prefer it without the chocolate chips. It's just me. So I do have chocolate chips in there. And if I wanted to add some nuts, I would probably not do the almonds. I've got some chopped pecans in there, or pecans. I'm not going to use those either. I just want simple coconut and Eagle brand milk. So I'm going to, you add 1 can, a 14-ounce can of your sweetened condensed milk. And this was just, it couldn't get any easier than this. If you've got a hankering for something sweet and you don't want to go to a lot of trouble, and I certainly don't want to do that today. So it calls for, I think, around 14 ounces of coconut. So I've got about 7 ounces in here right now, and I'm just going to kind of stir it up. And then this was just a pantry stable coconut. I did have a little bit of freezer. I had put some in the freezer. This isn't the freezer kind, but I had this in the freezer, so I can add some more to that. But I thought I would just try to mix these up and see just how much coconut, hey Thunder, how much coconut I want to add in there, because you want to plop them down on your cookie sheet. Now I crumpled up some parchment paper and put on this baking sheet. And the reason I crumple it up is because it keeps it on the sheet a little bit better. If you lay up, a piece of parchment, it just wants to flop everywhere. So, all right. That's pretty good. I don't know if I'm going to need more coconut or not. So, I know when we were kids and Mama would get a sweet tooth, her sweet tooth would start acting up, and she's been known to go into the pantry and grab a can of Eagle brand milk and just kind of eat it. We all partook in that also. So, not a bad thing. All right, I don't think I'm going to need to add any more coconut to this. Now, I've got my oven preheating at 350. It's not quite there yet. So, let me get my little scoop that we're going to make these with, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm going with this smaller size. This is the baby. I've got a mama size and a papa size. But I'm going to go with these smaller ones, and I'm just going to take a scoop. And I've got some already. I just practiced them right here. Like that. And that's all you do. Now, like I said, I do have chocolate chips, and I do have some pecans if I wanted to add those, but I don't. I want to just keep it simple. And I'm going to bake these for about 12 to 14 minutes. I've got my oven preheating. It's still not quite there yet, to 350. And I am looking forward to it. So that's what they look like before they go in the oven. We'll be back when I've cooked a batch. While we're waiting on our little 2-ingredient little snowball cookies, whatever you want to call them, I've got an overabundance of eggs. I've got all of these. I've got another basket. I've got these. And so I want to cook up make some hard-boiled eggs. And this is whenever I make them on the stove, And I've used all the different, bring it to a boil, cover it, turn it off, let it sit for 13 minutes or whatever the minutes. I've tried all different kinds. I still get that little ring around it, but I don't get it when I do it with this thing. This is something I ordered off of Amazon, and comes with this little measuring cup. So I need to fill this up with water to the proper line. And I keep all my little things like at Easter time. I have these little things. did I get these at Walmart, I think? And you can just pick up your eggs just for fun. So this is a 2-level, comes with a little egg poacher thing in there if you want to do that. But we're just going to make some hard-boiled eggs because Matt likes to snack on them. So I'm just going to pour this water down in here, in that little reservoir. I've got 1 layer here. I'll put a 2nd layer on. And I've got to wash my eggs yet, but on the bottom, there's a little, let me see, I've got y'all's reversed a little bit. See that little pin there? You've got to make a little hole in the, I do it in the large end of the eggs. And that just kind of keeps them, I guess, from exploding. I don't know. So I'm going to wash up my eggs, and then I'm going to make these. And our cookies are still cooking, so we'll check on those in a little bit. We'll try one out. All right, y'all, so I've already taken care of these eggs. I've got them all washed, and I take the bigger end of the egg, and I kind of hold it up, and you can hear that little pop, and it just makes the tiniest little hole. You can barely even see it. And you just have to do that to each one of them, in these egg cookers at least. And this thing, this egg cooker makes 14 eggs. I'll bring one closer. I reversed the camera because so many of y'all say that my kitchen changes. When I do live videos, in order to see the comments, I have to have the camera facing me. So I can't see what y'all are seeing here, so my apologies, but just going to take that little pin and make the smallest little, you can't even see it really. And I think I've got one more here to do. I know y'all might can hear the TV, but Thunder needs some noise. Keeps him a little bit calm right now, so. Okay, so I'm gonna put the lid on here. And I always do this with my water. If you wanna check to see if your eggs are fresh, I just put water in here and I drop the egg in. If it floats, it goes. If it sits on the bottom, it's good. And I think if it stands up halfway, it's on its way out, but okay. We're gonna plug up our egg cooker. Let me see if this will reach. Might have to rearrange here. Let's see if I can pull you over just a little bit. Nope, a little bit more. And then over here, there's a little switch, and you turn it on, and then you see the light comes on. Now this one has not a very gentle noise when it's done. I think this one, it just buzzes loudly, but it'll let me know when they're done because it knows that I put enough water in there to hard cook these. So yeah, so I am waiting on those little snowballs to come out. Okay, I just took the first batch out. I have to say that I did go back and add a little bit of coconut because the milk kind of cooked out a little bit, but it's not a problem if it does that, because once you let them cool, you can manipulate it and bunch them back up. But I did go and put a little more coconut. So here's one. I've been peeling off the little pieces, you know. I did taste them, y'all. They are so good. Now that's how you tame a sweet tooth. These are so good. I've got more in the oven. I've got more to make. Our eggs are cooking. It's gonna be so good, y'all, to have this, to just come in here and just grab one. I may have to hide them from Matt. He'll probably eat them all. I didn't realize how much he loved coconut. Hold on, y'all. Let me get this. It's Mama. Sorry about that, y'all. I've been here munching on this while Mom was talking to me. What I was saying was that I didn't realize how much Matt loved coconut until I made that coconut custard pie. He loved it. And I know you'll love these. All right. So let me finish cooking all these. I'll show you the finished product. And our eggs are working away here. All right, y'all, I just took this pan out. These didn't, the milk didn't come out on the sides like the first time. It wasn't bad, but let them sit here, let them cool, and then you can just peel them off and put them in on your dish or in your, I'm using a Valentine lock and log today, but yeah, very good. That's the egg cooker going off. I wish it had more of a gentle, jingly bell sound, but it lets you know when they're done. Y'all, that thing scared me to death. I had just taken these out, and I was getting ready to take them off and let them cool on this plate a little bit, and it went up and I jumped. I almost jumped into the middle of next week. Scared me to death. If anybody wants to know, that brand I got off of Amazon, and the brand is Nostalgia. But it makes 14 eggs, so if you need to make a lot of eggs, I have a smaller one in there that makes, I think, 6. But I usually make a big batch if Matt wants to eat some for snacks or breakfast or whatever. Okay, I've got one more little batch that has to go in the oven, and then they will be done. So let me set that there. So I'm gonna finish this up. I gotta go out and gather the eggs for today. Okay, everybody, so I'm taking up these eggs. And if you see these little, I'm pretty sure I got these at Walmart. They're cute, like if you dye Easter eggs. They're just little bunny egg picker-upper things, and I just think they're adorable. And I think when I bought them, you got like two pair in a set, and they were just a couple dollars. But if you dye Easter eggs, the kids would like them. So I'm going to put all these in a bowl because they're still pretty hot. I might put a little bit of water in here, cool water to cool them down so I can peel them. So there are our eggs that we just cooked in our little cooker there. And I just came back in from going outside to gather the eggs, and I've got 5 more today. And I don't know if y'all can see, the really dark one here is omelets. Let me see if I can turn it where y'all can see. The really dark one at the top is omelet. She's still laying. So we got 5 more, and then here are my little sweet treat. I got them all in here, and they are looking good, and I can guarantee you they're tasting good because I already ate one. I'm gonna be sick. So I originally was going to go in there and make peach cobbler because I usually always have a can of peaches and all the stuff to make it. And I didn't have a can of peaches. I was out, or either they're somewhere in the pantry they're not supposed to be and I couldn't find them. So I had 2 ingredients that I knew I could use. I could have put the chocolate chips and the nuts in them, but it's just my preference. But if you want to do that, you can add, and I would just do it to taste. You could measure out, but you know, just stir in enough nuts and stir in enough chocolate chips. But I like them plain. So anyway, Matt just called. He's on his way home. Thank goodness. I looked up at the clock earlier and it's been a while since I looked at the clock. It said 10 till 4. I'm like, man, I thought it was like 2:30. Fortunately, our supper is in the crock pot. I put a roast in there this morning with some vegetables, and I've got some peas. I think I'm just going to make the peas along with it. So supper's really done. I was just doing some other things today. All right, everybody, thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you'll try this. If you like coconut, they're really pretty good. They're more than pretty good to me. And again, that's the Nostalgia Egg Maker. I don't sell anything, but a lot of people will ask, where did you get that? But I got it off of Amazon. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you soon. Bye.